So I got a very powerful piece to show you guys today. I have a Jack Kevorkian signature, handwritten in-person signature here up in the top right-hand corner. This is Jack Kevorkian MD, 7 July 1993. And guys, that's how he would do it. He would write the day, then the month, then the year. You see this, anything that he signed, you would always see it, the date underneath, and that's how he did it: the day, the month, and then the year. Um, so, very powerful signature there, guys. I bought that about a year ago, and it's been sitting in my collection binder for a while. And I figured, I thought, how would I get a nice display piece out of this? Well, I ended up obtaining right below it there. You can see a Geoffrey Fieger signature as well on a postcard. For those of you who don't know, Geoffrey Fieger was the attorney for Jack Kevorkian during the big legal proceedings. Um, and then I actually got this vintage Time magazine dated May 31st, 1993, and it displays Jack Kevorkian on the front cover. Dr. Death. Dr. Jack Kevorkian is back on his suicide crusade. Is he an angel or mercy or a murderer? And guys, that's the big controversy. There's people on both sides of the fence of this issue. Some people believe maybe he was doing it justice. I mean, these people were terminally ill and had serious problems, and their quality of life was null. And Dr. Jack's mind, if there's nothing else he could do medically to help him, he would go ahead and make the decision on his behalf to end their life, end their suffering. Like I said, some people say maybe that was a good thing. Other people say no, that's not a good thing. Only God can tell you when to die, basically. Not Jack Kevorkian, not some another human being making that decision and doing what he did. Guys, I don't know. I got my beliefs. I don't think it was the right thing for him to do, but it is what it is, and that's what happened, and that's how he earned the name Doctor Death. Hell of a name to earn, guys. That's his legacy. There's been several jokes throughout the years made up, and people say, oh, something, with your doctor goes bad, and then people say, oh, who's your doctor? Dr. Kevorkian, and that's kind of like the thing that, the joke behind it is, whether he's a good doctor or not, you didn't want to have him as a doctor because God forbid you get sick, you're not walking away, no way, no how. Anyway, guys, I don't have a COA or anything with this Jack Kevorkian signature. I did buy it from a very well-known collector, who had a sports and card collector's shop in California in the early 90s before YouTube or eBay came about. He did a lot. He had his own shop, but when eBay came out and different sell sites, obviously you don't need an actual physical store at that point anymore. You can list everything online. But I talked to the seller very on a couple of occasions, and he gave me a background story behind this signature. And basically, I believe every word of the background story, guys. He knew a surgeon that worked for a very prominent company back when. I think the name was Kaiser. And basically, the surgeon was in a conference with Jack Kevorkian, and Jack Kevorkian had given this surgeon his signature because he had asked for it. He says, "Do you mind if I get your autograph?" Because this was, July 7th, 1993. This was, in the midst of all these things going on. So he ended up getting the signature, and he brought it to this sports and card memorabilia place where, you know, years later, you know, this guy had this part of his own keeper collection. Well, like I said, years later, you know, I actually ended up obtaining it from him. And like I said, guys, I might get it PSA DNA authenticated someday. I mean, I did my own little judgment and eyeballing. I mean, I've put it under high-power microscope. There's no breaks in the signature. It's very fluent. Usually in a bad signature, you can see breaks and somebody trying to mimic. It's an oak tag type of paper. You can't trace a signature. And the paper itself is very vintage looking. I mean, it's yellowed from age. So I did my own little research on it, and you know, I believe it's fully authentic. I mean, there's no reason not to believe it. I did hear that Dr. Death here, Jack Kevorkian, has done some artwork throughout the years. I would really like to get a piece of his artwork, but I haven't found any available. So the next best thing to have is his signature, which I had displayed here in this nice little showcased frame for you here. Like I said, underneath we have Geoffrey Fieger's signature, 2007, on a postcard. Geoffrey's still alive. I actually saw Geoffrey on an episode of Ghost Hunters, or I'm sorry, scratch that, Ghost Adventures, where the host of Ghost Adventures purchased Jack Kevorkian's van, and they did a whole TV episode on it. Geoffrey Fieger had a big part in the episode. They're trying to see whether anything is attached as far as spirits or energies to Jack Kevorkian's, they call it a suicide van, because Dr. Death Kevorkian here had done some of his assisted suicides, if you will, in the back of this, you know, van that he had, which now the host of Ghost Adventures now owns. So they did a whole episode on it, guys. Matter of fact, last night I was watching this, so it's creepy. I just got this frame back a couple days ago, and now we see a Ghost Adventures episode on it. But I recorded it. I put it on my DVR so I can watch it later. But yeah, guys, a very interesting piece here. I mean, I got a spot on the wall in the horror cave for it already. I'm probably going to try and get it hung up today. But everything from the vintage magazine to the signatures, I mean, it turned out to be a very nice piece. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, just wanted to give you guys a look-see, let you check it out before it ended up on the wall. I'll probably throw some pictures eventually, some photos of it up on Instagram to showcase it even more, you know, more clearly than it is now. And and then we'll go from there, guys. Like I said, just wanted to get this video out to you. Be sure to you know, check out my other social media links. I usually drop links below to them in the description area below. So be sure to follow us on social media there. And yeah, that's all I have for you. I'm going to let you go. I got some run around to do. And I'll see you next video. All right. Peace.